Okay, so you've sent in your Agile project management interview prep script.
Yeah,
And you're smart enough to know that prep is key for a tough interview like this one.
definitely.
We're going to help you take this script
Uh-huh.
and turn it into a secret weapon
Okay.
to make sure you not only understand Agile,
Right.
but you can wow them in the interview with your insights.
You got it.
So we're not just going to be like
Yeah.
reciting answers from memory. We're
Yeah.
going to unpack these common Agile interview questions from your script.
Yes.
And we're going to get to the heart of what the interviewers are really looking for.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
your prep script has 10 common Agile interview questions
Okay.
with sample answers.
Right.
But we're going to go way beyond the basics.
Awesome.
Like, for example,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to get asked about handling changing requirements.
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah.
everybody knows that Agile is all about adapting to change.
Right.
But the real key is understanding how to manage those changes effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Within a real-world project.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
your script uses this great analogy.
Okay.
It says, imagine you're cruising along on your project
Uh-huh.
when, bam,
Oh, yeah.
the client throws you a curveball,
Uh-huh.
wants a major change,
I've been there.
and
Yeah.
it suggests saying something like this.
Okay.
In Agile, change is expected and even welcomed
Huh?
because it means we're continuously aligning with the customer's needs.
All right.
But
Yeah.
how do you actually make that happen
Yeah, that's the hard part.
without derailing the whole project?
Exactly.
So
yeah.
just imagine
Yeah.
you're halfway through developing this new software feature,
Uh-huh.
and suddenly the client realizes
Oh, no.
they need to integrate it with another system
Okay.
that you hadn't planned for at all.
Yeah.
So this is where having a really deep understanding of change management within Agile comes in.
That's right.
So you wouldn't just blindly accept the change and
Right.
scramble to adjust everything.
Right. Instead, you'd want to assess the impact of
Yeah.
the change.
Absolutely.
You could use techniques like impact analysis to understand the potential ripple effects.
Right.
And then you'd want to work collaboratively
Yeah.
with all the stakeholders
Uh-huh.
to reprioritize the backlog or
Yeah.
just the sprint goals.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more
Yeah,
than just saying, sure, we can do that.
exactly.
It's about having a structured approach to evaluate,
Right.
adapt,
Yeah.
and communicate
Uh-huh.
those changes effectively.
You got it.
So
I-
a great real-world tool for this
Yeah.
is a change control board.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
this isn't about resisting change.
No.
It's about having a framework
Yeah.
to assess its impact
Uh-huh.
and ensure that it aligns with the project goals
Absolutely.
and timelines.
Right.
And you could even mention this in your interview
Okay.
to really demonstrate that you understand the complexities
Mm-hmm.
of managing change in Agile.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another question
Yeah,
that you're bound to get
for sure.
is, how do you prioritize tasks
Oh, yeah.
in Agile
I
projects?
always get asked that.
And your script describes it like this:
Okay.
a to-do list
Uh-huh.
where every item
Yeah.
is on fire.
Uh-huh. I like that.
And the interviewer wants to know
Yeah.
that you can handle that kind of pressure.
Right.
So the sample answer
Ah.
emphasizes involving the team and stakeholders
Yep.
to gauge urgency and business needs,
Right.
which is definitely a core principle of Agile.
Absolutely.
But let's say you're in the middle of a sprint planning meeting
Yeah.
and everybody has different opinions
Uh-huh. Yeah, that happens.
about what should be tackled first.
It always does.
How do you actually get everyone on the same page?
That is the question.
So that's where a prioritization framework,
Uh-huh.
like the Moscow method,
Yes.
can be super valuable.
It really can.
It helps you categorize tasks based on their importance.
Okay.
Must have, should have, could have, and won't have.
The Moscow method.
Right.
Classic.
Can you give us a concrete example
Sure.
of how it works in practice?
Okay, so let's say you're building an e-commerce website.
Okay.
A must-have would be the shopping cart functionality.
Of course.
The absolute essential
Yeah.
for the website to even function.
Makes sense.
A should-have might be a feature like customer reviews,
Okay.
which enhances the user experience,
Right.
but isn't critical for launch.
Gotcha.
A could-have might be something like a wish list feature,
Uh-huh.
nice to have, but not essential.
Okay.
And a won't-have might be integrating with a less popular payment gateway,
Okay.
something that could be tackled later on
Right.
when you have more time.
So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But what if you're dealing with a more complex project
No,
where even the must-haves
Yeah.
seem overwhelming?
that's tough.
Are there any other prioritization techniques? you could use in those situations.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
You could mention the Eisenhower matrix,
okay.
which adds the element of urgency
Uh-huh.
to the prioritization process.
Right.
It categorizes tasks based on both importance and urgency,
Okay.
helping you focus on what needs immediate attention
Yeah.
versus what can be scheduled for later.
So it's kind of like a
Yeah.
multi-dimensional view
Exactly.
of your priorities.
That's a good way to put it.
Now, I'm sure you've also had to juggle stakeholder expectations
Oh, yeah, all the time.
on your projects.
It comes with the territory.
And the script uses this great analogy here.
Okay.
It's like juggling,
Yeah.
and you don't want to drop a single ball.
You can't drop any of them.
And stakeholders often have different priorities and expectations,
They always do.
and keeping them all happy can feel like a circus act sometimes.
Uh-huh. It really can.
So the script really emphasizes
Yeah.
clear communication
Absolutely.
and involving stakeholders in the planning
Yeah.
and the sprint reviews.
Uh-huh.
And it also says that
What's that?
most stakeholders don't want perfection.
Okay.
They want predictability and honesty.
Interesting.
So how does that translate to real-world project management?
Well, transparency is absolutely key. So
Okay.
just imagine
Right.
you're working on a new marketing campaign
Uh-huh.
and you hit a snag with a vendor
Oh, yeah.
that's going to delay the launch by a week.
Okay.
So instead of trying to hide the problem,
Yeah.
you should proactively communicate the delay to the stakeholders,
Yeah.
explain the reason behind it,
Uh-huh.
and present a revised plan.
So even though it's not the ideal scenario,
Right.
stakeholders really appreciate honesty
Yeah.
and knowing what to expect.
Absolutely.
It's all about building trust
Yeah.
through open and honest communication,
You got it.
even when things don't go exactly as planned.
That's right.
So now a question that often makes people nervous
Oh,
is explain Agile estimation techniques.
yeah, I hate that one.
And the script actually calls it
What's that?
the Wild West
Uh-huh.
of project management.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And for a good reason.
Why is that?
Estimation can feel so subjective
It really can.
and intimidating,
Totally.
but it's a crucial part of Agile planning.
It is.
Your script suggests using familiar terms
Okay.
like story points,
Uh,
t-shirt sizing,
Right.
to explain estimation.
Gotcha.
So
Hmm.
could you break those down
Sure.
in a way that someone
Okay.
with no experience in Agile could understand?
Okay, so imagine you're planning a road trip.
Okay.
You wouldn't say it'll take exactly 5 hours and 37 minutes to reach your destination.
No.
You might say it's about a 5-hour drive,
Right.
give or take.
Yeah.
Story points are like that.
Okay.
They're about the relative effort of tasks compared to each other,
Uh-huh.
not precise time estimates.
Gotcha. So if driving to the grocery store is a 1-point story,
Okay.
driving across the country might be a 10-point story. And t-shirt sizing is similar. You could say packing for a weekend trip is a small task, while packing for a month-long adventure is an extra large task.
Perfect example.
It's a really simple way
Yeah,
to quickly assess the relative complexity of tasks.
that's right.
I love that.
Me too.
It's relatable and easy to grasp.
Absolutely.
But what if you're working on a project
Just-
where even the small tasks
Uh-huh.
seem really complex?
That's tricky.
So
Yeah.
that's where other estimation techniques,
Right.
like planning poker, can be super helpful.
It's a good one.
This involves team members anonymously estimating tasks
Uh-huh.
using a deck of cards
Okay.
with story point values on them.
Yeah.
And it helps surface different perspectives
Right.
and encourages healthy discussion around effort and complexity.
Exactly.
And you could even mention this technique in your interview to show them that you understand a range of estimation tools.
Good idea.
So it shows you're not just relying on one method,
Right.
but you can adapt to different project needs.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about keeping things on track.
Oh.
The script asks, how do you track project progress in Agile?
Yeah, I get that one a lot.
And it uses the analogy of a ship,
Uh-huh.
with you as the captain making sure it stays on course.
Love that analogy.
So you need the right tools and techniques
For sure.
to navigate those unpredictable waters.
Exactly.
The script suggests mentioning visual tools
Okay.
like burn down charts and sprint boards.
Right?
I love those
Me too.
because they make the progress so clear.
They really do.
They're incredibly valuable for communication and transparency,
Absolutely.
both within the team and with stakeholders.
Yeah.
So imagine you're managing the development of a new mobile app.
Okay.
A burn-down chart would visually show how much work is remaining each day,
Right.
while a sprint board would track the progress of individual tasks as they move through different stages.
Like to do in progress and done.
Exactly.
Very visual.
It's like a visual dashboard for your project.
I like that.
The script also emphasizes the concept of velocity.
Yeah, velocity is key.
Can you explain what that is and why it's so important in Agile?
Okay, so velocity is a measure of how much work a team can complete in a sprint.
Okay.
It's usually represented by the total story points completed.
Okay. So let's say your team consistently completes 40 story points per sprint. That becomes your baseline velocity.
Right.
And then you can use that
Yeah.
to predict how much work you can realistically accomplish.
Exactly.
In future sprint.
Makes planning much easier.
So it helps you understand your team's capacity
Yep.
and make realistic commitments.
You got it.
But it's important to remember that velocity is not about pushing the team to work faster.
No, not at all.
Or comparing them to other teams.
Right.
It's about understanding your team's sustainable pace.
Exactly.
And using that information to make informed decisions about what can be delivered in a given time frame.
Absolutely.
So it's about working smarter,
Yes.
not necessarily harder.
That's the key.
So we've covered 5 of the 10 questions from your Agile interview prep script.
Wow.
And I already feel like I'm starting to think like an Agile pro.
You're getting there?
And we've still got 5 more insightful questions to dive into.
We do.
Each designed to help you showcase your Agile knowledge and impress those interviewers.
You'll be ready.
So let's tackle the next set right after this.
All right.
Okay, so let's jump back into those Agile interview questions.
All right, let's do it.
So I'm sure at some point they're going to ask you to describe a challenge you faced in Agile and how you solved it.
Oh, yeah, a classic.
So this is your chance to share a real-life experience and showcase those problem-solving skills.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about describing the problem.
No.
It's about demonstrating how you applied Agile principles. Yes.
To overcome it.
They want to see you in action.
The interviewer wants to see how you think on your feet and adapt to those unexpected situations.
For sure.
The script suggests thinking of a story where you faced a tough spot and came out stronger on the other side.
Gotcha.
The sample answer talks about a situation where the client requested a major change mid-sprint.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Which could have delayed the whole project.
Yikes.
But instead of panicking, the person in the story called an emergency retrospective to gather the team's input on how to pivot.
That's a good approach.
So that's a great example of using Agile principles to navigate a really challenging situation.
It is.
And notice how the answer focuses on collaboration, gathering the team's input, and finding a solution together.
Working as a team.
So they restructured the sprints. They reprioritized tasks.
And kept the client informed throughout the whole process.
Good communication is key.
And ultimately, they delivered on time. And the client was thrilled.
Great.
It's a real we turned lemons into lemonade story.
I like that.
So it highlights a key aspect of Agile, embracing change as an opportunity to learn and improve.
Love it.
Now, when you're crafting your own story for this question, think about a situation where you had to demonstrate flexibility, creativity, and a real commitment to delivering value, even when you were faced with unexpected obstacles.
Good advice.
So it's not just about the problem itself. It's about how you use your Agile toolbox to find that solution. Okay, let's move on to another crucial aspect of Agile. Teamwork.
Oh, yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work.
The script asks, how do you ensure team collaboration in Agile?
That's a good one.
It acknowledges that Agile is all about collaboration.
It is.
But keeping a team united and productive isn't always easy.
It's not always smooth sailing.
So collaboration is at the heart of Agile. But it requires conscious effort to foster a truly collaborative environment where everyone feels valued and empowered to contribute.
Absolutely.
So the sample answer in the script focuses on creating a safe and open environment where team members feel comfortable sharing their ideas.
I like that.
It also mentions regular stand-up meetings, retrospectives, and sprint planning sessions
Right.
as key tools for fostering alignment and collaboration.
All important.
So those are all essential elements
They are.
of effective teamwork in Agile.
Absolutely.
But it goes beyond just having the right meetings and processes in place.
Right.
It's about creating a culture where everyone feels heard and respected, and where disagreements are seen as opportunities for growth, not conflict.
Good point.
So it's all about psychological safety. The script also talks about the importance of celebrating wins, both big and small, to boost morale and keep the team motivated.
That's so important.
It's easy to get caught up
It is.
in the day-to-day grind of a project.
Right.
But taking the time to acknowledge and celebrate achievements can make a huge difference
It really can.
in team morale and creating that sense of shared accomplishment.
Absolutely.
So it could be as simple as recognizing someone's hard work during a stand-up meeting or having a small team celebration after a successful sprint.
I love that.
So it's all about recognizing that teamwork is a journey, not just a destination.
Good one.
Now, speaking of journeys,
Okay.
sometimes the road gets a little bumpy
It does.
and conflict arises.
That's life.
So the script asks, how do you handle conflict in Agile teams?
I'm sure I'll get asked that one.
And it wisely points out
What's that?
that conflict is bound to happen,
It is.
but how you handle it sets you apart.
Makes sense.
So conflict is inevitable in any team environment,
It is.
especially in fast-paced Agile settings where people are passionate about their work and have different perspectives.
That's where the conflict comes in.
So the key is to view conflict as an opportunity for growth and learning,
Okay.
not something to be feared or avoided.
Don't shy away from it.
The script suggests encouraging open and respectful dialogue to address the conflict early on, creating a safe space for everyone to express their views, and actively listening to all sides.
So important.
Active listening is crucial.
It really is.
It's about truly hearing and understanding the other person's perspective, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
Exactly.
It's about empathy and seeking to understand the underlying needs and concerns that are driving the conflict.
Get to the root of the problem.
Sometimes simply acknowledging someone's feelings can go a long way in de-escalating a situation. So it's about creating a space where people feel heard and understood, even if they don't agree on everything. And if the conflict persists, you might need to facilitate a mediation session, focusing on finding common ground and solutions that benefit the team and the project as a whole.
Makes sense.
You could even mention conflict resolution techniques like the 5 whys method to demonstrate your understanding of how to get to the root cause of a problem.
Good idea.
So it shows that you're not afraid to tackle tough conversations and find those constructive solutions.
Absolutely.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about data. The script asks, what metrics do you use to measure success in Agile?
Oh, I get that one all the time.
And it points out that while Agile is all about flexibility, interviewers also want to know that you can track progress and demonstrate results.
Got to see the numbers.
So metrics are the compass that guide your Agile journey.
I like that.
They provide those valuable insights into team performance, progress, and overall effectiveness.
So important.
But it's not just about tracking numbers for the sake of tracking numbers.
No.
It's about using those metrics to drive continuous improvement and deliver value to your customers.
Absolutely.
So the script suggests using a combination of metrics like velocity, cycle time, and customer satisfaction scores. We already talked about velocity, but can you explain cycle time and why it's so important?
So cycle time is the amount of time it takes for a task to move from in progress to done. So imagine you're working on a software development project. Cycle time would measure how long it takes for a new feature to go from the initial coding phase to being fully tested and ready for release.
So a shorter cycle time generally indicates a smoother workflow and faster delivery.
You got it. So it's a measure of efficiency and speed.
That's right.
Tracking cycle time can help you identify bottlenecks in your process, areas where work is getting stuck or taking longer than it should.
Yeah, those pesky bottlenecks.
And by analyzing that cycle time data, you can pinpoint areas for improvement and streamline your workflow to deliver value more quickly.
Exactly.
That makes perfect sense.
It does.
And customer satisfaction scores.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty self-explanatory.
It is.
Happy customers are the ultimate goal, right?
They are.
But it's not just about getting a good score on a survey.
No.
It's about truly understanding your customers' needs and expectations.
Right.
And ensuring that you're delivering value. That meets those needs.
Absolutely.
You might even mention techniques like Net Promoter Score or NPS to demonstrate your understanding of how to measure customer loyalty and satisfaction.
Good idea. So it shows you're thinking beyond just checking boxes.
Right.
And you're really focused on delivering value that matters to the customer.
Absolutely.
Now we've covered 9 of the 10 questions.
Wow.
And I'm feeling pretty confident about tackling those Agile interview questions.
You should be.
What's that final question we need to prepare for?
So the last one is all about understanding the why behind Agile.
Okay.
The script asks why Agile and not traditional project management.
So it's more than just listing the steps in an Agile sprint.
It is.
It's about understanding the bigger picture
And
why Agile has become such a dominant force in the project management world.
Exactly.
And that's what we'll dive into next.
We will.
We'll explore the key advantages of Agile, the situations where it truly shines, and how it can help you deliver exceptional results in today's fast-paced, ever-changing business environment.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we've tackled 9 of those tough Agile interview questions. And I feel so much more prepared.
Good.
But we have one more question to go.
We do.
And it's a big one.
It is why Agile
It's an ultimate question.
and not traditional project management.
Right.
So this is your chance to really show off your understanding of the Agile philosophy and why it's often a better choice than traditional methods like waterfall.
Right.
The script suggests focusing on the adaptability and customer centricity of Agile.
Makes sense.
So it highlights how Agile lets you respond quickly to those changes, deliver value incrementally, and create products that better meet customer needs.
Absolutely.
So in today's fast-paced business world, change is the only constant.
It really is.
Agile embraces change as a natural part of the process, rather than trying to rigidly stick to a plan that might become obsolete.
Yeah, you got to be flexible.
It's like trying to navigate a winding road with a fixed map.
Well, I like that. Versus using a GPS that adjusts to those real-time traffic conditions.
Perfect analogy.
Agile helps you reduce risk.
Yes.
And get a product to market faster while also making sure it's something that customers actually want.
That's the key.
Are there any other key advantages of Agile I could mention in my interview?
Sure, you could talk about the improved communication and transparency that Agile fosters.
So with daily stand-up meetings, sprint reviews, and constant collaboration, everyone's on the same page.
Exactly.
And potential roadblocks are identified early on.
Right way.
It's like the difference between a well-coordinated dance troupe and a group of people trying to dance without any music or rhythm.
I get it.
You could also talk about the increased team morale and ownership that comes with Agile.
Right.
Agile empowers team members to make decisions and take ownership of their work. So they tend to be more engaged and motivated.
Makes sense.
Which can lead to higher quality work.
Absolutely.
And a more positive and productive work environment.
That's what we want.
So it's not just about a different process.
No.
It's about a different mindset.
Exactly.
This has been an amazing deep dive
It
into my Agile interview prep script.
You've learned a lot.
I feel so much more confident and prepared to tackle those tough questions.
You'll do great.
And to everyone listening,
Yes.
remember, you now have the tools and insights to rock that Agile interview.
You do.
And embark on an exciting journey.
That's right.
In the world of Agile project management.
Good luck out there.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep diving deep